Welcome to Cooking with Chef Rich. Today we're going to be making a complete dinner. It's going to have a creamy chicken piccata that's chicken with capers and lemon sauce. We're going to do some roasted vegetables, and we're going to do a lemon herb basmati rice. Over here I have about 3 pounds of chicken. I have a mix of both breast and thighs. Reason that I have a mix is because some people here like breast and some people here like thighs. Some pieces are a little smaller, some pieces are a little bit bigger. These are actually all the breast pieces. You can tell because there's not a lot of fat in them. And what we're gonna do is I'm gonna take a meat tenderizer. I'm gonna cover these up with some plastic wrap. Meat tenderizer over here. This does two things, well, 2 or 3 things actually. One, it makes them nice and even. You'll notice that once I pound them, they're all like it's very equal in size and thickness, I should say. The other thing is this kind of breaks up any tendons and tenderizes the meat, makes it more tender. It's a little bit thicker, so I'm hitting it a little bit harder. The last thing it does, it reduces the quick cooking time because they're nice and thin and equal thickness. It'll have a very, very short cooking time. It'll only cook within like under 2 minutes. Next, we're going to do the thighs. With the chicken thighs, they're boneless chicken thighs, boneless and skinless. I did my best to cut away some of the fat. There's definitely a lot more fat on these than on the breasts. We're going to do the same thing. Good. And actually, I'm going to get this cleaned up and I'll be with you in 2 minutes. So next thing we're going to do is we're going to start with our lemon herb basmati rice. I have a pot on the stove, which I'm going to start to heat up, maybe on medium. I'm also going to put just maybe a tablespoon of oil in there. I have 3 cups of basmati rice, which I'm actually going to just drop in oil. I have 3 tablespoons of lemon zest, a teaspoon of salt, a teaspoon of oregano, 2 tablespoons of chicken base, 1 tablespoon of basil, and 3 tablespoons of lemon juice, which I'm going to be adding at the end. And what we're going to do is we're just going to basically add all this to our mix. So I'm just going to saute this for a couple seconds. So I've been cooking this just for about 30 seconds or so. Now I'm going to add our water. Gonna give it a really nice mix. I'm going to leave it on high until it comes up to a boil. Once it comes to a boil, I'll turn it down to simmer and cook it for probably 15 to 20 minutes, and it should be done. See you soon. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to work on our roasted vegetables. I have an eggplant here, which I'm going to slice approximately 1/4 inch thick. Now, in general, I find that eggplant does not roast very well. So what we're going to be doing with this is we're going to turn on a broiler on our oven, and we're going to actually broil them. And I find that actually works a lot better for cooking eggplant. What we're going to do, we're going to just put them out on our pan. If our pan is big enough, probably not. So on this side, I'm just going to spray this side with some cooking spray. And then we're going to flip them over. And we're going to season with just a tiny bit of basil. Dry, of course. Gonna throw a little bit of thyme on here. Once again, just a small amount. A little bit of black pepper. You notice that when I season, I'm holding my hand relatively high so the seasoning drains onto the eggplant. A little bit of garlic powder. And lastly, some salt. And we're gonna give one more spray. And we're gonna throw these under the broiler. Actually, I gotta turn my broiler on. Broil, start. Well, I'll check that about 2 minutes or so. Next thing, we have some peppers. Cut the pith out. And I'm looking at the size of these, and I think I'm just gonna actually cut these all in half. I'm gonna do the same thing with the yellow peppers. I'm going to season these with the same seasonings as before. Touch of basil, some black pepper, some thyme, some garlic, and spray the bottom of these, but that's not a problem with the peppers. A little bit of salt. And spray. And these are going in a 425-degree oven. And you saw that I just put the eggplant in like literally a minute ago. You can see that they're starting to cook a little bit, but we're gonna leave them in for a little bit more. They should get nice and brown. Next, some zucchini. Gonna cut it 1/4 inch thick or so. It's more important that they're even than you cut fast. So put that down. You want things to be even, that way they'll have a relatively even cooking time. Do the same thing with the yellow squash. And once again, 425-degree oven. And we're gonna look at our eggplant. Now you notice that these are turning brown. I'm gonna try to put the broiler over here and then over here. So these were in for literally less than 5 minutes, and you'll see that they're beautiful color. The ones on the edges, I'm gonna put back in, I'm gonna put them into the middle and put them in just for about another minute. Just get a little more color. Now we're gonna start with our chicken. I have about a cup of all-purpose flour. I'm gonna take just a little bit of black pepper, a little bit of salt. This may be a little less than a tablespoon. Some garlic. Ready. So 1 minute later, these have nice color, done cooking. Next, we're gonna start with our chicken. Gonna turn our fire on high. Throw in a glove, because I don't really like to touch raw chicken. God bless you, Mr. Cameraman. Take some olive oil, a little bit in the bottom of our pan. We're gonna take some paper towel. We're gonna fold it probably into close to 3 layers, because I don't like to eat grease. Put this over here. Oil's not hot yet, it's not smoking, so we're gonna give it another couple seconds. Actually, while that's getting hot, so we're gonna coat our chicken with flour. Now, there is an excessive amount of flour on this chicken. We're gonna be brushing, not brushing, like kind of banging it, like tapping it off when, before we put it in the pan. The other thing you'll notice, when I put it in a pan, most of the oil's in the middle. So I just like kind of place an oil and then drag it so it has some oil in it. If you do that though, you want to just be careful you don't actually touch the pan, because the pan is hot. The pan looks a little bit dry to me. I don't like a lot of oil, but I'm going to put a little bit more in it. Once it turns brown, you'll notice how it's turning white. actually almost cooked. And after about a half a minute or so, or a minute, say a minute, it's done cooking. Gonna put it out on our pan. Notice that's some color. It's called carryover cooking. It will carryover cook a little bit. Yeah, just a little bit more oil to our pan. This point our pan is nice and hot. Some breast. Now we're going on to our thighs. Thighs are a little bit more forgiving as far as overcooking goes. Reason being, they have more fat. So you'll notice if you ever roast a chicken, when the breast hits 160, 165 and is fully cooked, your thighs and legs are generally at a higher temperature, but they're still nice and tender. You know, they can be up to 180, 190 even, but they're still nice and tender. You notice that when I touch that, my finger goes right in very easy, so that's pretty much cooked. You want it a little bit crunchy, so that's fine. Peppers definitely have a bit more to go. You know something? I'm going to put them under the broiler for 2 minutes. Give them a little bit of color. So let me turn on the broiler. And my pan does look a little dry. While this is going, I believe our rice is done cooking. Yay. So what we're going to do with our rice is we have some lemon juice. I believe that was 3 or 4 tablespoons. The recipe will be in the description down below. We'll take some fresh parsley to give it some nice bright green color. And we're going to give this a nice mix. And now back to our chicken. Nice beautiful color. It will carry over a little bit, and they're actually going to go back in the sauce when the sauce is made. So, and they're done too. Just put those over there. And, all right. Now we're going to make our piccata sauce. First, we're going to deglaze with wine. Like I said, the recipe will be in the description down below. This is chicken stock. We add some lemon juice. We're going to add some capers. And I was supposed to add flour before I added the chicken stock. Now if I add this, it's just going to clump. So what we're going to do, stir it together. It's nice and smooth. Going to add a little more liquid. Stir again. Now it's nice and smooth. If I just took the flour and put it in, what would happen is it would have just clumped, and like I would have had big balls of flour in my sauce. We'll cook this out for a minute or so. And while this is cooking, I'm going to give it a quick taste. It's a nice lemon flavor. I'm going to add just a drop of salt, a drop of pepper. Some pepper. You'll notice that it's starting to get thick because of the flour. So you don't want it to be too thick, but you want it to be a little bit visc, or a little thick. Supposed to add heavy cream. However, one of the people that's eating with us tonight is dairy-free, so I'm using coconut milk. I have a third of a cup of coconut milk to make it our creamy piccata, chicken piccata. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to put our chicken back in and cook it just for half a minute or so. This does two things, well, three things. It finishes cooking the chicken if it needs to be finished cooking. It also reheats the chicken because it's been sitting out and you want to serve hot food. It also just gives the chicken a very, very nice flavor as opposed to it just being on top. You know, it's kind of surrounded by it. And you really don't want to boil it. If you boil it, it kind of makes the meat tough. Or you're supposed to boil meat. We'll just give it a nice stir around. All right, and our chicken piccata is done. We're going to take our rice. A piece of pepper. Another piece of pepper. Some eggplant. Zucchini. And some yellow squash. Take some chicken. And off our plate a little bit. It's nice and neat. And dinner is ready. So let's take a taste. If I live, I know it's safe for everyone else. Looks nice and tender. Really, really, really good. You'll love this dish. Just out of curiosity, how's the rice? Rice has a really nice lemony flavor. Enough salt. It's a really, really great dish. I was working on it for probably about 20 minutes or so before I started filming, but basically you saw me make it start to finish. So it takes probably about 45 minutes or an hour to make, but it's actually a really nice dinner. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. Be safe, everyone, and I will see you in the next video. Take care of yourself. Bye-bye.